And as far as what was put in front of them today, it wasn't an awful lot. I mean, Forest at home should be doing a lot more and giving a lot more. And I mean, that fan base in Nottingham is desperate to get behind them, but they don't give them anything. And then if you add on top of that, Manchester United, who actually knocked the ball around well, okay, you can say they were allowed to do it, but they knocked the ball around well, used the field, created lots of chances, should have scored more than the 2 goals, were thoroughly deserving of the victory. And probably, if you're a United fan, you want to play Forest every week. So it was comfortable. It's kind of hard to decipher where this performance is for United because Nottingham Forest was so poor. But I started with you can only beat what's put in front of you, and it was a comprehensive victory for Manchester United.
The United fans will see a former Liverpool player and go, oh yeah, okay, what's he going to say about us? Let's see if he can be positive about Manchester United. They could have had a lot more. How good was Bruno Fernandez today? Because he ran the show.
Yeah, he looked as though he was going to create or score every time he got on the ball. I mean, he had one shot that I mean, Keylor Navas for Forest was man of the match, surprise, surprise. And Fernandez from a well worked shot little corner, he's hit a ball from a wide area that looked in all the way, and Navas somehow got a fingertip to it and pushed it onto the crossbar. I mean, Fernandez could have scored, probably should have scored with his head. Got himself in the box late, put a header wide, spraying passes around, arguing as per normal. It's always a good sign. If he's arguing, then he's into it. So yeah, no, Fernandez just looked class today, no question. Ericsson, who wasn't supposed to start, Sabitzer got injured just before the game kicked off, so that was good for them to get Ericsson on the field, and he had about 70 odd minutes, and he looked good as well. Yeah, I mean everybody in a white jersey looked pretty good today, and no surprise really.
We were looking for someone to step up in place of Marcus Rashford, who was injured. Now, Antony's been playing before. He's playing on the opposite side from Marcus Rashford, but he got a goal and an assist. Could have had more. There's an element of greed about his play, which a lot of people will like because he's always looking for a goal. Some of his teammates might say the pass might have been better, but he got the assist. He got his goal as well. What would you make of Antony's all-round performance today?
Well, you can again. I'm finding it really difficult to be ultra positive because the opposition that Manchester United were playing against today was I mean they looked like relegation material on this performance, no question. And for a guy like Antony, who no question has ability, has a lovely left peg, can cut in from that left hand side and whip balls into the top corner. He's done it before. He's capable of it, but he needs to do more of it. And you can't complain. He scores a goal and he has an assist, but he wasn't playing against anything. And the truth is that he has to take this performance and replicate it every single time he steps on the field. If he does that, then we're talking about a different level of player here. As I said, there's no question he has ability. We have seen it, not as consistently as we should, but we saw it today. You can't argue with that. So on today's performance, yeah, again, he was a step above anything in a red jersey. But can he keep doing it game after game? That's the question, and that's what Antony has to do. Produce what he did against Forest, regardless of the opposition, every time he steps on the field.
You've made a lot about the opposition, the lack of quality about Forest today. But from a United perspective, Manchester City went there, played similar against a Forest side that weren't great and slipped up. So that second goal, when it did, was crucial. At times like this in the season, with United chasing top four, in good position now in third, 6 points clear of Spurs in fifth, having played a game less. Yeah, you want to win 4 or 5-0, but as you can see the table there, I mean, United in third spot, 6 points clear of Spurs, 9 points clear of Villa with a game in hand on both. You could play really well and not get all 3 points. So I see what you're saying about you can only beat what's in front of you.
Well,
but Forest got some good results this season at home at the City Ground.
It's the type of game that is perfect for this time of year. This is the time of year where there's no recovery. When you lose, you're running out of games, and you don't get time to recover a bad result. And so to have a game like this and take advantage of it, the key for today is that they took advantage of a poor Nottingham Forest side, and good teams do that. You know, United are a good team, and they have good players. And today we saw the best of 3 or 4 United players. But the important thing is the position they find themselves in, particularly with the extra games, you know, the cup games, both the FA Cup and Europe, then it's important that they do take advantage of days like this where you're not extended and you can just go out and play your football and not be under any real pressure, because they weren't under any real pressure from the get-go today. And it's always good to create chances. And the fact that Rashford wasn't playing and he got a couple of goals will just generally give everybody confidence. So they took advantage of it, yes, but it's a nice time of the year to get a nice, easy game.
A goal-scoring fullback. It took me back to the late 80s and early 90s. A certain Stevie Nicol at Liverpool, bombing forward, getting among the goals. But we didn't expect it to be Diogo Dalot, who's in for Luke Shaw, who was injured today. Wan-Bissaka one side, and we wondered who would play at left back. It was Dalot. Took his goal well.
Yeah.
Did that remind you of anybody from the past that may have bombed forward from the fullback position?
Well, I won't argue that he took it well. He actually started off the move and finished it. And of course, most forwards would look at defenders when they get in that sort of position and say, go on then. But I'll tell you what, he made it look easy. He didn't panic, took a great first touch, picked his spot and delivered. I mean, it was a striker's finish from Dalot. You know, he did find himself today in the middle of the park a lot, and I'm wondering whether that was by design or whether that's just the way the game panned out, that he could step into the middle of the park. I've never seen him doing it before. In fact, Wan-Bissaka was doing it quite a bit as well. So again, from this game, it'll be interesting to see whether they take that, whether the fullbacks take that sort of positioning that we've seen from Arsenal players and City players into bigger and tougher games. Whether United start doing that a bit more, or whether this was just a one-off because of the opposition.
Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.